Okay, so I want to remind you we are having a test on Thursday over this inverse stuff. We've been doing inverses for a while, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4. And then yesterday we did an assignment on verifying inverses. If you didn't finish Friday's assignment, if you didn't finish it, make sure you turn that in ASAP. Now, today we're going to do a writing assignment, okay, on what are inverses. So we're going to do this the same way we've been doing it every warm-up, and we're going to write down and remember each step. So when we write it out, we can write out each step in a sentence, okay? Real quick, I am going to be here after school today till 5. Tomorrow, Miss Murray will be here after school, and then I'll be here on Wednesday after school. See, I'm making myself more available to y'all, especially since I contacted your parents if you're not passing my class. I'll be here. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So I'll be here after school today. If you, by the way, none of y'all are asking me, how can I be passing? I have to contact your parent, and then I have to make myself available. So what we're going to do is today after school, Tuesday after school, or Wednesday after school, and then in the mornings, I get here at 7. Now, step 1. What's step 1 here? What do I do with this f of x? It turns into what letter? Y. So it's just turn the f of x into y. So that's step 1, right? It is though, but it is. Okay. Now, second step. What do I do with x and y? Switch them around. So since everyone has to do this writing assignment, we should definitely be paying attention, yeah? So, yes, we switch x and y. So it's going to be x equals 10 to the power of y plus 3. Let's write that down. So, you know the first 2 steps for sure, right? So if I asked you to write those steps out in sentences, you could do that, because you just turn f of x into y, and then you switch x and y. Easy. Now, next step, what are we trying to do? So we are going to get rid of that plus 3, but our goal is to get what by itself? We're trying to get the y by itself. That's our goal. So, yes, we are going to subtract 3 on both sides. So we have x minus 3 equals 10 to the power of y. Now, what was that thing we learned to get y out of the exponent? What was it called? Log. If you're bringing it down, it's log log. So I'm going to write on each side log little 10. Okay. So log 10 parentheses x minus 3 equals log base 10 exponent y. This board is whack. Okay, so the only thing I added on both sides was log 10 and log 10. And yes, on the right side, log 10 and 10 cancel each other out, and it brings the y down to be a regular y. And I can hear someone's really loud music. So, log little 10, x minus 3 equals y. Now, all of that was step 3. So does everyone understand what we call step 3? Solving for y. Okay? Really? So step 3 was all this. So step 3 is a bunch of steps. As soon as you get y by itself, you finish step 3. Now, last step. How do we want to write the final form? F inverse x equals, and then that stuff we had right there. Log little 10 x minus 3. That's step 4. So let's recap. Step 1, what did I do? F of x turns into y. Okay, step 2. X and y switch places. Step 3, I'm trying to get what by itself? Y. So it's not always log. It's just whatever you're doing, whatever steps you do, you're trying to get y by itself. And then your last step is to write it as, what's that I word for this? Inverse. F inverse of x, okay? So, here's what we're doing today. And let me remind you, you need to make sure you turn in Friday's assignment on verifying inverses. If you don't have it, it's in the blue bin. Now, there are 4 options on here. The first option says, describe what an inverse function is. Do y'all know how to describe what an inverse function is? How would you describe it? You just said yes, so that's why I'm putting you on the spot. You said yes. Okay, so you don't write something wrong. That's why I'm asking. So let me tell you real quick. When it says what is an inverse undoes a function. So like to undo something, it undoes a function. It's the opposite, right? Number 2 says, using complete sentences, describe the table of values of inverse functions. So everybody, last period, didn't know this. Everyone should know this. What happens to a table to make it inverse? It flips. Easy, right? Switch x and y. That's all. That's easy, right? Okay. The third one, using complete sentences, describe the graphs. Now look up here. Let's say you got an axis, and y'all remember this diagonal line? Okay. Who is blasting music again? So y'all remember when we would, like, for linear, it looked like this? It's just got to be symmetrical across this diagonal line, y equals x. Okay? Okay, who is it? Is it you? It's loud. Someone has it loud. No, I'm not. You are when you're late and your grade's low. All right, well, anyways, after the bell. Nope. So, and then number 4 is what we just talked about, these 4 steps. f of x turns into y, switch x and y, solve for y, write it as an inverse, okay? Now, all I want are 3 sentences where you describe something inverse. You can do one of these, you can do all of these, but I need 3 sentences describing inverses. Can you do that? Yeah. Thank you. This should be an easy 100, right? Yeah. Just make sure your name's on it. Cool. When you're done with this, make sure you've finished 3.1 through 3.4 and the assignment from Friday, verifying inverses. We're going to have a test on Thursday. We're going to review tomorrow.